Welcome back to our channel, Soap Family. Seriously, I am sitting here staring at my screen late at night, completely losing my mind over what EJ DiMera is trying to pull right now. And before I even get into the nitty-gritty of the water samples and the arsenic, can we just take a second to talk about the sheer panic on EJ's face? I mean, we have seen this man sweat before, but this is a whole new level of terror. He is absolutely terrified, and honestly, he should be. Brady Black is onto him, and watching EJ squirm like a rat trapped in a corner is giving me life. But also, I am so incredibly frustrated with how low the DiMeras are sinking these days. Dumping toxic waste? Really? Are we really doing this right now? I've been watching since 2015, and I've got to say, this might be one of the most unhinged and sloppy cover-ups they have ever written for the DiMera family. Remember when Stefano used to orchestrate these brilliant, elaborate, almost elegant plots? Yeah, didn't work then either in the long run, but at least it had class. Now we have EJ wearing his daddy's ring, acting like he is the master of the universe, but his company is literally burying bad batches of drugs in the dirt like a mobster hiding a body in the woods. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to the point. The point is that EJ is terrified because his sloppy corporate mess has directly poisoned a teenager, and not just any teenager, but Holly Jonas. Can we talk about this Horton cabin trip for a second? Because the details are just so wild to me. So Holly, Tate, Ari, and Aaron are hanging out at the cabin, trying to have a normal teen getaway amidst all the Sophia drama and everything else going on in their messy lives. And out of all of them, Holly is the only one who gets poisoned. Why? Because she was the only one who actually used the tap water from the well to brush her teeth. I mean, what are the odds? It is such a specific, random detail, but it makes total sense when you actually think about it. The arsenic from the tainted Coriseal pills that DiMera Pharmaceuticals dumped on Smith Island seeped right into the groundwater. It contaminated the Horton well, so every time Holly was just innocently brushing her teeth, she was literally poisoning herself. It is horrifying, but it is also classic soap opera tragedy at its finest. And this brings us to the absolute MVP of this storyline right now, Brady Black. Am I the only one who is suddenly loving Detective Brady? He went straight to Smith Island, got that water sample, and brought it back for Sarah to test. Sarah's rushing this test, and you can just feel the tension radiating off the screen. She knows something is deeply wrong with her patient, and she is determined to find out what it is. I am kind of loving this dynamic between Sarah and Brady. They are on a mission, and they are not going to stop until they get answers. But Sarah is also keeping him grounded. We are waiting to see if she actually reveals the results to him right away, or if she just vents her frustrations while they wait for the lab to process the heavy metals. Either way, the clock is ticking, and the suspense is absolutely killing me. Then we have that heartbreaking scene where Brady goes to visit Holly. You guys, I was practically yelling at my TV. Brady has known Holly her whole life. He loved Nicole. He cares about this kid so much, and seeing her lying there, twitchy and sick, is fueling his absolute rage. It's a safe bet that his visit is directly related to the results of that water sample from Smith Island. He knows in his gut that this wasn't just a random illness or an overdose of recreational drugs. He knows someone did this to her. And watching Brady piece it together, realizing that the DiMera Empire is responsible for nearly killing a young girl, is setting the stage for an epic war. I am so here for Brady going scorched earth on EJ. I want to see him tear the DiMera mansion down brick by brick, because EJ finally realizes the truth, and his reaction is everything. The moment the realization hits him that DiMera Pharmaceuticals dumped arsenic-laced Coriseal pills on Smith Island, you can see the color drain from his face. He connects the dots. The pills seeped into the Horton well water. Holly drank it. It is his fault. Well, his company's fault. But instead of doing the right thing, what does EJ do? He goes into full-blown, ruthless cover-up mode. He is so terrified of Brady's discovery that he is willing to do whatever it takes to bury the truth. And, I mean, whatever it takes. He doesn't care who gets hurt, he doesn't care what it means for Brady, he just wants to protect his own skin and the DiMera legacy. It is so toxic, and yet, I can't look away, because the drama is just too good. And then, to make matters even more chaotic, we get this massive clash between EJ and George O'Halloran. If you are sitting there asking, wait, who is George? Let me remind you, George is the guy who was actually in charge of DiMera Pharmaceuticals when these incredibly bad decisions were made to bury the tainted drugs. So EJ tracks him down, and they have this explosive confrontation. EJ is trying to shift the blame, trying to figure out exactly how much of a paper trail exists, and trying to silence George before Brady or the cops can get to him. The tension in that scene was palpable. You can tell George knows he is the fall guy, but EJ is so desperate that he might just eliminate the problem entirely. Are we about to see EJ cross the line into actual murder to cover up corporate negligence? I wouldn't put it past him right now, because he is spiraling out of control. I know some people are loving this ruthless, Stefano-esque version of EJ, but personally, I am so frustrated with him. I miss the EJ who actually had a shred of humanity left. But right now, he is a cornered animal. He is terrified of what Brady is going to uncover. He knows that if the truth comes out, not only will DiMera Pharmaceuticals be destroyed, but he will face the wrath of the entire town. Nicole's daughter was poisoned. Does he really think people are just gonna let that slide? He is actively plotting to destroy evidence, and I am dreading what he is going to do to Sarah and Brady to stop them. We already know he fired Sarah to try and derail her investigation, but that clearly didn't work. So what is his next move? Is he going to go after Brady directly? Is he going to try to sabotage the hospital lab? Honestly, I am typing this furiously because I just need to get it out of my system. The stakes have never been higher for this corporate storyline. Usually, I tune out when they start talking about boardrooms and pharmaceutical patents, but mixing it with Holly's life hanging in the balance, that is brilliant writing. But I am so scared for Brady. EJ is a dangerous man when he is scared, and right now, EJ is absolutely terrified. Brady is poking a very angry, very desperate bear, and with Sarah caught in the crossfire, rushing to get those water sample results, the explosion is going to be massive. Will EJ manage to silence them? Will George O'Halloran spill his guts? I need the next episode right now, because I cannot handle this suspense. What do you guys think? Am I the only one who thinks EJ is going to do something completely unforgivable to cover this up? Let me know, because I am losing my mind over here.